פסחים, פרק רביעי, 4th chapter, משנה א'. חמור ערב פסח. ערב פסח is more strict מערבי שבתות ומשאר ערבי ימים טובים. From Friday and from other the day before יום טוב. To which aspect? לעניין איסור עשיית מלאכה. You're not allowed to work. When we work, I don't think they're talking about 39 מלאכות, the 39 מלאכות. They're talking about work, going to your job, doing labor. Think about it like, I think they're talking about it like it's supposed to be like Chol Moed. You know, in Chol Moed you're not supposed to work? Oh, so that kind of work. Yeah, don't work in Erev Pesach, that's right. Well, we'll see. We'll have to check. Again, Moshe, this is not halacha. We're just learning... י"ד. שבערבי שבתות וימים טובים, that on Friday and יום טוב, לא אסרו חכמים את המלאכה, אלא את המנחה ולמעלה. On Friday and יום טוב, you're not allowed to do any מלאכה, from midday and onwards. In other words, noon, that's it, you have to close the shop. That's it, no more working. Except it says if you have a shop that sells food or stuff like this that people still need, they have a custom to still keep it going. ואילו בערב פסח, but when it comes to ערב פסח, אסרו את המלאכה מחצות היום ולמעלה. Oh, sorry. No. מן המנחה ולמעלה. For mincha and onwards. In Friday and יום טוב, I didn't read correctly. Yeah, for mincha and onwards. Yeah, I meant to say mincha, I just said chatzot. Okay. Yeah, for mincha and onwards. For mincha and onwards, you're not allowed to do any work. And mincha, there's a question, mincha ktana, mincha gdoila, yeah, whichever mincha, but it doesn't matter. ואילו בערב פסח, but in ערב פסח, אסרו את המלאכה מחצות יום ולמעלה. From ערב פסח, you're not allowed to do work from half day, from midday. הטעם מבואר בירושלמי, ירושלמי says, hey, מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות? Why is Pesach different than all other places? לפי שמחצות היום ולמעלה, because from half day and onwards, הוא זמן הכשר להקרבת קורבן הפסח. It is a befitting time to bring the Pesach sacrifice. So what? ואינו דין שיהיה קורבנו של אדם קרב והוא עוסק במלאכתו. And it's not befitting that this is a time to serve God, to bring your sacrifice, and you're busy doing work. Just like we learned on Shabbos, yeah? Shabbat is a separation between the mundane and the holy. That's the idea. The 6 days you work, you live in the mundane, and Shabbat you keep it holy. Over here, the fact that you can bring your Pesach sacrifice, you're supposed to bring the Pesach sacrifice from Chatzot Hayom, from half the day onwards, means that what? That it's already a holiday. The holiday already catches in. And it's not befitting at the time Jewish people, the entire nation is bringing sacrifices, you're working. Yeah? You're supposed to elevate it. ומכל מקום דעת רבים היא, but anyway, this is the majority opinion, שאף בזמן הזה שאין קורבן הפסח, but now we don't bring Pesach sacrifice, so maybe this doesn't apply. So he says, no, the majority opinion is, איסור זה נוהג, we still kept that custom, that even though we don't bring Pesach sacrifice now, but the custom, since it's a holy time that designated to bring Pesach sacrifices, we don't do any work. כדי שיטרח אדם בהכנות צריכי ליל הסדר. It says, you want to work? Start preparing ליל הסדר, if that's what you want to work. ועוד שכל דבר שנמנו עליו חכמים, and there's another reason. Everything that the sages once decreed, אף על פי שבטלתם לא בטלה גזרה, even though the reason is nullified. For example, there's no more reason to not work now, but once they made a decree, that's it. The gzera, the decree doesn't get nullified. This is according to the Meiri. משנתנו בא ללמד, our Mishnah comes to teach, שיש מקומות שנהגו שלא לעשות מלאכה אף לפני חצות היום. Our Mishnah comes to teach you that in some places they didn't do any work from the morning, not only from half day, they didn't do any work from the morning. כדי שלא יהיה אדם טרוד במלאכתו. Again, for the same reason. It says you've got Pesach this evening, a lot of stuff to do. ויבוא לידי שכחת ביעור חמץ, שכחת הפסח, you need to, if you go to work, who's going to burn the chametz, who's going to prepare the Pesach sacrifice, and so on. who's going to prepare for Leil Seder? So therefore, in some places, there's a custom not to do any work. Yeah, it is talking about doing. Yeah, also in your house, for example, you can start doing, to clean a little bit over here, you're allowed to. But start to put sheetrock, you can't do that. Yeah. Yeah, you're not allowed to. Yeah, it's like major work we're talking, not just you've got a hole to patch. You got a hole to patch, but to do the whole lines, that's something else. So even though it's only a custom, what's only a custom? From the morning, it's only a custom. It's only a custom. אסור לאדם לשנות ממנהג מקומו. You're not allowed to change from the custom of your place. This is, by the way, has nothing to do with Pesach. This entire Mishnah, and I think the next one also might discuss the same thing. It has nothing to do with Pesach. It's a halacha that has to do, if you go from one place to another place and they have a different custom, how do you have to behave? Yeah, that's the idea. So let's start. מקום שנהגו לעשות מלאכה בערבי פסחים עד חצות, a place that people have the custom to do work on the 14th of Nisan until midday, היום עושים, then you're allowed, מותר לעשות, then you're allowed to do work. So every place, you live in Be'er Sheva, and everybody closes their shops at 12 o'clock, you're also allowed to close your shop at 12 o'clock. מקום שנהגו לא לעשות, but you live in, in Tel Aviv, and they have a custom not to work in the morning, that's their custom, So a place that they decided not to do work, that's the custom. מלאכה בערבי פסחים אף לפני חצות היום, even from the morning they don't do any work. Again, we discussed why. שלא יהיה אדם טרוד במלאכתו, so a person is not going to be busy at his work, וישכח ביעור חמץ. He's got a lot of things to do in the morning. He has to burn the חמץ. בשחיטת הפסח, he has to sacrifice the Pesach sacrifice. ותיקון מצה של מצווה, and at that time they had to bake the matzah for that evening. והכנת מרור וחרוסת, he has to prepare all the dishes for the קערה, the maror, the bitter herbs, the חרוסת, ושאר צרכי הסדר. So, אין עושים, אסור לעשות. They're not allowed to do. If you live in a place that they don't work in the morning, you don't work in the morning. If you give a place that they work, they don't work since midday, that's your custom. Okay. ברם, אחר חצת היום, אין הדבר תלוי במנהג. After midday, that's not a custom anymore. That's a decree from the rabbis. אלא בכל מקום אין עושים מלאכה. You're not allowed to do מלאכה in any place. כמו שהקדמנו לעיל. So now it depends in which city you live in. If you live in a city that don't do work from the morning, you don't do work from the morning. If you live in a city that don't do work from midday, you don't do work from the midday. And if you live in a city that don't do work from mincha, you still don't do from midday. Because that's a decree from the rabbis, they don't know what they're doing. Right. Okay?
So this you go by the minhag of the makom.
Oh. So far it's easy. What happens? ההולך ממקום שעושים, you are going from a place that people do work, right? You live in Be'er Sheva and you're going to do Pesach in Ra'anana. So you in Be'er Sheva you do melacha, but in Ra'anana they don't do from the morning. You come from Be'er Sheva. מלאכה בערבי פסחים עד חצות היום, למקום שאין עושים. You go to a place that they don't do מלאכה. שנוהגים שם אף לפני חצות היום. Even at 7 o'clock in the morning they don't do any מלאכה over there. So the question is, what's my custom now? Am I need to do like me or I need to do like them? Or the opposite. ההולך ממקום שאין עושים, למקום שעושים. Or one who goes from a place that they don't do melacha, and he goes to a place that they do melacha. So he says, now, which custom am I in? So it says, נותנים עליו חומרי מקום שיצא משם וחומרי מקום שהלך לשם. You're going to give him the stringency of two places. Let's see what it means. כלומר, שבין כך ובין כך אסור לו לעשות. So let's take the first example. If I come from a place that they do work in the morning, right? And I go to a place that they don't do work in the morning. Now when I'm by them, I am nullified in their custom. They tell me, what are you doing? You can't walk, because our custom is not to walk. That's understood. But what applies, I come from a place that they do walk that they don't walk in the morning, and I go to a place that they do walk in the morning. Then I can say, oh, I'm like them. I get nullified in them. Therefore, I can do work. I tell you, no. Since you live in a place that they don't do work in the morning, you're still not allowed to do. This is what it means. The chumrah of both places. You're stuck. You're not allowed to work no matter what. כלומר, שבין כך ובין כך אסור לו לעשות. This way or that way is not allowed to do any work. שאם הוא הלך ממקום שעושים למקום שאין עושים, if he walked from a place that they do work in the morning to a place that they don't do in the morning, נותנים עליו חומרי המקום שהלך לשם, we give him the stringencies of the place that he's there, that he went there. ואם הלך למקום שאין עושים למקום and if he walked from a place that they don't do work in the morning to a place that they do work in the morning, נותנים עליו חומרי המקום שיצא משם, we give him the stringency of the place he left, not that he came to. And then the last reasoning, this is the rule, by the way, the rule is not for Pesach, it's for anything. אל ישנה אדם מפני המחלוקת. When you go to a place and they have a certain custom, you are not allowed not to follow that custom. You have to do that custom. Why? Because you know how machloket start, how fights within the Jewish... Exactly. What the custom is, that's what you do. What everybody does, you don't like it, tough.
So why don't they permit you, if you go to a place from not working to working, to work with everybody? You do the makom, the custom of the place. You come from Beersheba.
Very good question. Is it going to cause machloket if you don't work?
No.
That's why.
It's going to be like the makom.
Yeah, but is it going to cause machloket?
No.
So if it's not going to cause machloket, you live in Beersheba, do what Beersheba does. That's your custom.
No, when I go from Beersheba, and over there they don't work. And
That's right.
I come to Tel Aviv.
I understood.
When they work.
That's right.
Why can't I be like the place of the makom?
Because
you
should.
Oh, you don't work. You don't.
Oh, so this is.
So
this is exactly what he explained. He told you should always keep your minhag, but if your minhag causes a machloket, then don't keep it.
In other words, okay. So we know it could create a machloket.
It can if you don't.
I don't work. And they say, what do you mean you don't work?
No, it doesn't create a machloket if you don't do something. It creates a machloket if you do something. I'm going to sleep. What do you care? What do I do? If I'm going to do something, how are you doing it? It's not going to cause machloket. Okay? בגמרא נחלקו המוראים בפירוש פסקה זו. In the Gemara, the Amoraim are going to say different opinions in this thing. I think it might talk about what you just asked. Abaya mefaresh. Abaya says, she's musaba al mi sheolech mimakom sheosim lemakom she'en osim. The question is, what are we talking about? Are we talking about to a place that you do to a place that you don't do? שלא ישנה מנהג המקום שהלך לשם. You should not change from the place, from the custom of the place that you do there. Why? כדי שלא יבוא מחלוקת עם אנשי אנשים. אבל ההולך ממקום שאין עושים למקום שעושים, but a person that goes for a time, a place that you don't do to a place that you do, הרי נותנים עליו חומרי המקום שיצא משם. That you do give him the stringencies also of the place that he took of them. Yeah. ונמצא, משנה ממנהג המקום שהלך לשם, שהם עושים, והוא אינו עושה. ורבא מפרש, שאם הוא סבל על מי שהולך, רבא explains that this goes, שאם הוא סבל על מי שהולך ממקום שאין עושים למקום שעושים. רבא says, no, it goes the opposite. It goes to a place that you do the work, to a place that you don't do the work. ובא המשנה להשמיע, and the Mishnah comes to teach, שאף על פי שנמצא משנה ממנהג המקום, that even though he changes from the custom of the place, שהם עושים והוא אינו עושה, they are doing and he is not doing, that's the case you brought, אין בכך כלום, it doesn't matter, you're not causing anything. שכן, מה שאמרו, because when they said, אל ישנה אדם מנהג מקום, אינו לבני המחלוקת, it says that why don't you supposed to change from the new place that you find it? Because when it will cause a problem, ואין לי כזה מחלוקת.
This is not.
ואילו בכגון זה שאינו עושה, when he doesn't do, אין לך חשש מחלוקת. You're not worried. People are going to say, why you not doing? When you're doing something, people are going to complain.
I do have a little bit of a problem with this. If I put filling, if my minhag is to put filling and their minhag is not.
Yeah, but over here we're talking about work.
It's
Yeah.
just good for work.
Yeah.
It's not for everything.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it is for everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know.
Okay.
שמן הסתם לא ידונו אותו שאינו עושה מפני שנוהג איסור מלאכה בערב פסח. So over here we have...
Because they don't know. They don't know if you wear it.
First of all, they don't know, and also, it's not a problem because they know you're a guest here. And you're a guest, you're not supposed to be working. Yeah? אלא יאמרו שאין לו מה לעשות. They say, the guy doesn't have something to do. Those who have something to do. Those who don't have something to do, don't do. There's no מחלוקת. It doesn't bring it up. That's right. או שאינו בריא, they're going to say, he doesn't feel good this morning. That's why he didn't open, he's not working. שהרי כמה בטלנים ישנם בשוק כל ימות השנה. He says, look, there are some guys who sit in the market, don't do nothing, they whole year round. So he's one of those guys. שאין אדם נותן לב עליהם, למה הם מתבטלים? Nobody's asked why you don't go to work. They don't go to work because, I don't know, that they like to sit in the corner. במה הדברים אמורים שנותנים עליו חומרי המקום שיצא משם? It says, when do we say that you put on him the stringencies of the place that he walked out from them? בזמן שדעתו לחזור למקומו. So it's only you get the stringency when you plan after the holidays to go back to באר שבע. But if you're moving, אבל אם אין דעתו לחזור למקומו, but if you just made a move from באר שבע to תל אביב, that's it. There's no more באר שבע. Now you're allowed to do whatever, even if in באר שבע they don't work, you're allowed to work over here because you became a part of the, that's right, because you're not planning to go back to באר שבע. נוהג כמנהג המקום שלח לשם בין לקולה בין לחומרה. Then he goes to the place that he's go move to, whether it is stringency, whether it is leniency. בירושלמי, there's some more discussion. But I think about what your question is. בירושלמי יש מפרשים, in the ירושלמי there's more commentaries, שהספר של משנתנו, that in the end of our Mishnah, ואל ישנה אדם בפני המחלוקת, that the person should not change because it causes strife within the Jewish nation, בא להשמיע, comes to teach, שאפילו ההולך ממקום שאין עושים, that even if you walk from a place that they don't do any work in the morning, למקום שעושים, to a place that they do work in the morning, אל ישנה ממנהג המקום שהלך לשם. You should not change from the custom that you walk there. אם על ידי שינוי המנהג יכול להביא לידי מחלוקת. If in any case it can come to מחלוקת. כלומר, ששנינו ברישה שנותנים עליו חומרת המקום. It says that in the רישה we give him the stringencies of the place שיצא משם. היינו בסתם אדם. So we're talking about a regular person. For example, if you're a worker, but if you're a big rabbi and everybody is looking at what you're doing, then it might make a problem. שאם אינו עושה עודו דנים אותו שנוהג חומרה בעצמו. אלא אומרים שאין לו מה לעשות וכדומה. Says we said before, they're probably assuming he's sick, he doesn't do nothing. ואילו בספר מדובר באדם שיודעים עליו שלעולם אינו בטל. In the end, we're talking about a person that everybody knows. He's a worker, he's a macher, he's all the time moving. Then it makes a מחלוקת because you're making a statement. Why don't you? Yeah. Yeah. Because they know everybody. This guy works all the time. All of a sudden he doesn't work. Yeah, but the rabbi doesn't work, so it's not a good example. Because the rabbi doesn't work. He doesn't do any melacha.
Oh.
Yeah, but a businessman who's all the time working and everybody knows that he's all the time. Elon Musk comes, something like this, that everybody knows he's working all the time, 24 hours, and all of a sudden he doesn't work. This is going to come as מחלוקת. But if you're a regular guy, don't worry about it. That's what the Yerushalmi says. אבל כגון זה בא המשנה ללמדת. On this condition, the Mishnah comes to teach. שאל ישנה ממנהג המקום להיבטל. You're not allowed to change and not to work when everybody else is working because you are making a statement. If you're not making a statement, that's something else. If you're a regular guy, you don't make a statement. But if someone be famous that everybody knows you're working all the time, now you're making a statement. Don't do that. That brings מחלוקת. אלא יעשה מלאכה, do work anyway. ואין נותנים עליו חומרי המקום שיצא משם. We don't put the stringencies of the place that you went out from. In other words, that the Yerushalmi is even more machmir than we thought. Okay.